Hello and welcome to the hashtag project with me, Harshin. On today's episode, I interviewed James Sommerville, former VP Global Design at the Coca-Cola Company and currently the founder of Known Unknown. Do visit knownunknown.co, especially if you're a designer. The way you've spoken about your dad so far, right? I'm pretty sure he would have said, take it up, because he had that entrepreneurial spirit within himself, and I don't think he would have really said, or like you rightly mentioned, it'd be like one way you saw it was that get back a little bit of the investment we've done in the industry, but the other way is also take it up as a challenge. He would have definitely wanted you to take it up as a challenge. So I have a question about your dad here, James. Um, did he, see you when he saw you succeed at Attic for however long that journey was? Um, how did he react? What did he tell you? Did he ever get a chance to speak to you about your journey at Attic and what you're building there?
Yeah, he said, give me lots of coaching in the beginning. He would say, obviously, the first 3 years of any startup will be crucial in terms of its life expectancy, maybe. So you establish the roots of the business, you establish, your team, your ethics, your culture, and then in theory, then you move to the second stage of the business. And so I was pleased that he saw the first phase. And by the time he passed away, maybe we were like 6 years into Attic at this point.
Okay.
So I think he was very proud of that. The hardest part of entrepreneurship is actually starting something.
True.
Like the running, the growing is still difficult. But actually that first step is the biggest step in many ways, even today, even with Known Unknown, even with other brands and startups around the world, they know that. So I think he was very proud of that first step. And I think also he probably saw, the continuation of his mindset, his entrepreneurial kind of approach to life, and seeing one of it. I have also three brothers. Seeing one of his sons kind of moving to this entrepreneurial, he would have been proud of all of his family, but maybe also he would have seen himself as a young man, maybe.
Right.
So I think that I like to think that, as part of my as I journey off onto the next venture.
Wonderful. Thank you for speaking about this, James. I mean, it's so insightful. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. Coming to my next question, again, a little bit about the unknown, right? So I want to ask you about one skill set that really does help people succeed. Now, while the measure of success is different for everybody, what is one skill set that helps people succeed or yourself succeed, but is relatively unknown or ignored? Not put there in the forefront, like discipline and determination and all of that, passion, right? Do you think there's any such skill set that you can think of right now?
Yeah, I think asking why. Again, let's go back to imagine you have your daughter or your niece and she's 6 years old. Okay, let's make a cup of tea. She says, why? Well, it's nice to have a cup of tea. I'm going to get the milk and the tea. Why? Right. Well, I now need to get the cup. Why? This naivety of a child wanting to, that's their learning mechanism, right? But if we ask that as adults, like why? Not to be difficult, not to be pretentious, but just like, why? Tell me why. Tell me why. Keep going. So I think then it leads to like a saturation of answers. And then at the end of that might be, yeah, you know what? I don't want a cup of tea. I think we should go out and let's go out and have a Coca-Cola instead. Like there may be something at the end of it that changes the direction. Maybe not. But I think this curiosity of a child is important in all professions, not just creative, not just entrepreneurs. Just having that curiosity and challenging the norm. I think is, I don't know what the word, maybe it's curious, but but I think it's also an important thing for us all to have all the way through to our final days.
Right.
To be able to maintain that, I think, is always, it makes it interesting. It makes it, the conversation, not to be argumentative, but just to be like creatively curious as to why should we do it that way? I used to think this at Coca-Cola, like, why do we do this? We did this for the last World Cup. Why are we doing the same thing?
Right.
Like,
right.
Do something. Let's do something different. And so, I think that's a skill set that we all have, that we can leverage as adults too.